and welcome to the MRF Challenge coming to you from Chennai. We have got a packed out schedule of racing for you today, starting with the 1600s as they get ready for their second race of the weekend. Let me find P4 man, Manav Sharma. He's just still being strapped in by the team there. Let me go the other side so I don't get in their way. Manav, thoughts going into the race? This is a reverse grid for you.
It's a reverse grid, it's more challenging. Need to do more overtaking in front and more fight in front.
Okay, so it could make for an interesting start. Thanks, Manav. Making my way over to P3 and Lee Deegan. Well, firstly, you got here on time today. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't have predicted what happened yesterday morning. You couldn't make it up. But thanks to everyone for holding the race, qualifying up, and all the guys for getting the car ready. I literally jumped out of the tuk-tuk, run over, jumped in the car and done a quali. So yeah, it was a bit hectic, but yeah, I've managed to find 1.6 seconds from my best time on the day before compared to quali. So that must have G'd me up a little bit, that journey yesterday morning.
Brilliant. Well, making progress then, so let's hopefully see what he can do in race 2. Okay, car 33 is in P2. Sai Sanjay, looking ahead to that first turn, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling confident. I'm hoping to get a good start and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, yeah, we will see what happens. And finally, poleman, Mihir Bhav. This is all down to you in the start. Is the pressure on?
Yes, it definitely is. It's my first race from the pole position, so I hope that I can do good.
Great, thanks very much. Your commentator for today is David Addison. So, David, it's over to you.
Thanks, Louise. Looking forward then to not only a good race in this second MRF 1600 challenge, but a good day's racing in general, because we've got single-seaters and saloon cars to look forward to as well. Single-seaters from the 1300cc Formula LGB cars to these 1.6-litre MRF Challenge cars, and of course the 2 litres. Now the 2 litres, just to make the point, are finishing their championship, which is the 2018-2019 season, whereas these cars and the saloons and the 1300s are starting their 2019 campaign. So the grid is formed. It's based on the results of yesterday's race with the reverse of the top 8. Yesterday's winner was Nayan Chatterjee, who has looked absolutely dominant all weekend, and he's going to take some stopping, but it'll be interesting to see how he gets through the traffic here on this 3.7 kilometre long circuit. There is Mihir Bhav, who is the man that starts on pole position, Formula 1300 racer, but also the motorsport marketing manager for Volkswagen India. And you heard from Lee Deegan, the British driver, and he was touching on his travails yesterday. The problem was that the coach that he was meant to be on from the hotel was late, then it got stuck in traffic, then it got stuck in another jam because of a fatal road accident, then it got stopped, and the police wanted to check passenger licenses, and it just became a horrendous nightmare. And he ended up getting his race overalls on and flagging down a passing motorist and getting a lift to the circuit. And because of the dramas on the roads, qualifying was delayed for him and for others, engineers as well, that were on their way. But he's getting quicker and quicker all the time. British racer. Here is a MRF prize drive. And Lee Deegan, Civic Cup champion, BMW champion as well from the series last year. He won all but twice in his class with his E36 BMW M3 last year, and engine tuner. And although he's not got a full season of racing planned yet, there's talk that he might come out and do at least the televised Mini Media race at Thruxton supporting the British Touring Car Championship. However, concentrate for the moment on slicks and wings single-seaters. Everybody here has the same base car. They're all Van Diemen created chassis operated by JA Motorsport. That has a huge say in what the cars do and what they look like. They have 1600cc Ford Duratec engines. They produce 140 brake horsepower. They have 5-speed sequential gearboxes. And this race is going to be over 10 laps of the MMRT, the Madras Motor Race track. It's narrow, it's twisty, it's a bit bumpy in places, but it's a real test of the drivers. And in these temperatures as well, the physicality involved is quite something. So, pole position man, Mihir Bhav, he was 8th yesterday, had a spin as well in the first free practice session on his outlap, which caused a stoppage. He didn't do free practice too, he had to go back to work. But Mihir Bhav will lead them away with Sai Sanjay in the blue car there in pursuit. Sai Sanjay, who is another graduate of Formula 1300, the LGB 1300cc cars, which you'll see later in the day here on the live stream. Third on the grid is Lee Deegan, saloon car racer from the UK, but not with really any aero experience nor single-seater experience. So this is a step into the unknown for sure. And then you've got Manav Sharma lining up alongside. On the third row is Bala Prasad, who was 5th in the LGB Formula 1300 last year, but also won the Formula Junior Championship, which, as the name suggests, looks after the younger drivers within those single-seaters. And alongside him is number 10 of Arya Singh, who a couple of years ago was the LGB Formula 1300 Student Cup winner as a schoolboy at 16 years of age, and last year he was in the 1600 challenge, sorry, 2 years ago, that straddled 2017-2018. He was 7th in that, so he's an experienced and a quick driver. Nayan Chatterjee will be on the 4th row as yesterday's winner, alongside Sahil Shah, who starts 7th. Sahil Shah's largely green car. He is the man that won last year's LGB 1300 title. Nayan Chatterjee lines up alongside then. Chatterjee has been the man to beat, double winner in the championship last year. He's raced also in the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship, and effectively this is what these cars are. They're an equivalent of Formula 4. And as the cars now snake their way round to the grid, the next brace will be the silver car of Rupesh Sivakumar, who had a spin yesterday, got tangled up in a skirmish. And then the 2 retirements, 25 being Siddharth Mehirata, former Bournemouth University photography student, and then to complete the grid is another man that retired yesterday because he had an early spin, Shahan Ali Mohsin. So it's a championship that has lots of potential. The numbers are still growing, and perhaps because it's not badged as F4, people don't perceive it as such, but it is an equivalent category, and this is, rather than being a winter series, a season-long campaign. And as ever, drivers will come into it as budgets are confirmed, and it'll be fascinating to see how, over the course of the season, Nayan Chatterjee's results fare against the rest of the pack. So then, we're virtually good to go. Last few cars slotting into place on the grid, and very shortly we will get things underway, with the pole position car then being Mihir Bava. With him at the front of the grid is, there, as you can see, Sai Sanjay in the blue car. It's a 1-by-1 staggered grid. Pole position is on the outside line of the circuit. Go off the road here, you bring all sorts of muck onto the circuit. It becomes very slippery, and the optimum line, very definitely that outside line coming off the last corner. It's a cleaner line, so we are good to go racing. Drivers look towards the lights. 5 lights go red. When the lights go out now, it is blast off, and a good start made by Lee Deegan from the second row of the grid, but he can't quite get through the gap in the traffic then as they go down towards turn 1, and it is going to be on the inside line Sai Sanjay, who has a look to try to get past, but he can't quite do it, and the leader will be Mihir Bava as they come out of turn 1 up towards the right-hander of turn 2. Deegan up to second already. Third is Sharma, and then in 4th place it is Bala Prasad, with Sahil Shah keeping Nayan Chatterjee at bay. So off the road goes the leader. That's Mihir Bava, who's lost it. The man from pole position spins off the road at turn 3. Car looks as though it's largely undamaged, but that should now put Lee Deegan into the lead of the race as they come up towards the turn 4 left-hander. So can he get away now on cold tyres? Can he push and build up the advantage while the quick guys like Chatterjee and Shah, the top 2 from yesterday, are working their way through the traffic? He's already managed to steal a bit of a march over the rest of them. There is Sai Sanjay second, Bala Prasad is third, Sahil Shah is 4th, Nayan Chatterjee is in 5th place as they come through turn 6, but you can see the way that Deegan is getting away here, trying to build the advantage, and helped by the fact that Sai Sanjay is now the cork in the bottle, keeping the rest at bay. Bala Prasad in the black car comes up on the outside line, Shah and Chatterjee right there behind him, but all of this is enabling the leader to break away. Out of turn 9 they come for the first time of asking then, down the short straight past the cut through that enables the short circuit to be used, and into turn 10, end of lap 1 beckons. Lee Deegan it is that leads the way. Takes a much wider line out of turn 10 than does Sai Sanjay, who's under real attack from Bala Prasad. Then in 4th place, Sahil Shah. Over the brow they come, down towards turn 12. Trying to fight back also is Arya Singh, looking the red and white car at the back of that little battle pack as they turn their way now up towards the end of lap number 1. Over the timing line they come. Deegan it is in the lead. Gap back to Sai Sanjay, 1.3 seconds. Bala Prasad tries to make a move against Sanjay, but also keeps Sahil Shah at bay as they head towards turn 2 now. Bit of a lock-up from Prasad, and Mihir Bava, incidentally, flat last after his spin. He is still going, but a long, long way back now. So the cars turn their way out of turn 3, through the S's, up towards turn 4. Lee Deegan's advantage, 1.3 seconds. Can he break away while the others are stuck behind Sai Sanjay, who, remember, was 7th in the race yesterday? Up the inside goes Bala Prasad, can't do it. The gap was there, but he wasn't really close enough to be able, therefore, to get fully alongside by the time they had to break and turn in. He's also mindful of Sahil Shah looking for a way past him, and Shah, likewise, is trying to keep Nayan Chatterjee at bay, and it's Shah that runs the slightly wider of the two there as they come now round turn 6. Every year, the MRF Challenge 1600 cars look better, more colourful, rather than just being the red MRF livery. More effort put into looking different in the liveries. Around the outside goes Bala Prasad against Sai Sanjay. Again, he's run up wide on the curb. And now look, Sahil Shah tries to go around the outside of him at turn 9. They're wheel to wheel as they come off the curb, but it's still Bala Prasad ahead. But now, Nayan Chatterjee in the red car comes out to attack Sahil Shah on the outside line, and he can't find a way by either. Down they wriggle into turn 10. Nose to tail, those two. Sahil Shah just ahead of Lee Deegan then as they come, apologies, ahead of Nayan Chatterjee rather, as they come over the brow. It's Lee Deegan in the lead of the race, and he is getting away inexorably now. So he could be on for a first win in India, first win in a single-seater, depending on how long it takes the likes of Chatterjee to get through the traffic. And now we have news that 33 has a false start. Sai Sanjay being given a penalty for a false start. It's going to be a drive-through. So the man there running second on the road, not only is he the cork in the bottle, but it's a phony fight. He's kind of getting in the way and delaying people he doesn't need to be battling against. Arya Singh comes under attack from Manav Sharma now. Nose to tail, those two run for 6th and 7th places. Prasad up the inside at turn 4, through he goes. That squeezes wide up the curb, the blue and black car of Sai Sanjay. So Bala Prasad goes through, up into 2nd place, and straight away, look, starts to escape up the road. Through they turn with the car of Mihir Bava, I think I'm right in saying, having just come down the pit road. Battles rage on lower down, but there is Lee Deegan, the leader. Now, Bala Prasad is away in pursuit. Sai Sanjay is 3rd. In 4th place, look, you can see the battle side by side again. Sahil Shah on the inside, on the outside line is Nayan Chatterjee, but he still can't find a way by. Arya Singh is in 6th spot. His transponders stopped working, so he's fallen off the timing screen, but he's very much in the race, going very wide at turn 9 and kicking up the dirt. Chatterjee, though, is stuck behind Shah. Not that easy to overtake, of course, in slicks and wing single-seaters. Same car, same team, JA Motorsports, that runs them. Everybody, of course, on MRF rubber, and up from turn 11 they come. Now, this gap for the lead was between Deegan and Prasad 1st to 3rd, 2.7 seconds. Is it going to come down at all? Let's see. As the leaders come over the line, Deegan to Prasad is definitely coming down. It's 1.9 seconds then. A 1:39.6, the new fastest lap of the race by Bala Prasad. Can he do anything about the race leader as they start lap 4? He's got the time on his side. There's Arya Singh turning his way up now through towards the S's. But Lee Deegan it is up front, going strongly. So Deegan leading by 1.9 seconds, and now conscious that Bala Prasad is closing. Deegan has just done the absolute best in the first sector. Sai Sanjay here hanging on to a very good 3rd place, but he's got Sahil Shah tucked up behind him. And then in 5th spot, as they come through, it is still Nayan Chatterjee, who is not making the progress that you might have expected of him. Chatterjee trying his hardest, but Sahil Shah here proving to be a tough nut to crack. The silver car there is of Rupesh Sivakumar, who was a spinner yesterday, but he's going stronger today, and actually he's not that far behind the Arya Singh Manav Sharma battle pack. But Sai Sanjay, number 33, turns through the turn 8-9 sequence of corners, and Sai Sanjay, another driver like Sahil Shah behind him, graduating from the Formula LGB 1300s. Shah was last year's champion, and he's under attack here. Chatterjee looking for a way by both of them, learning about aero and learning about a different sort of single-seater and how you drive this compared to the wing-less 1300s that we'll see later on in the day. The 1300s race this afternoon. Over the line has just gone the race leader. Look up the road, you can see Bala Prasad chase after him. The gap's down again to 1.4 seconds. So it's going to be fascinating this now to see whether, first of all, Prasad can close, and then whether he can find a way past Deegan. Reverse grid races, as ever, producing lots of stories as you watch the quick drivers trying to force a way through the traffic. So Deegan, ex-auto grass racer, turned Stock Hatcher leads the way. Very successful in saloon cars, largely front-wheel drive. And there, lower down the order, you can see is 27. Now, Nayan Chatterjee, rather than making up ground, has lost chunks of time against Sahil Shah and is now under attack from Arya Singh. Deegan has a bit of a wobble there coming out of turn 5. Into 6, misses the apex. Bala Prasad goes through there, very bumpy around the back of the circuit. And it was at that part of the track that Lee had a big spin in free practice 2. But he's learning about the circuit, the cars, single-seaters, all the time. As steep learning curves go, this has been pretty vertical. Down they come into turn 8. There's Bala Prasad, but he's hunting him down. He's taken another 10th out in the first sector. He'll have taken more out in this middle sector. Deegan flicks the car through turn 9, slides a little bit, goes wide, uses that run-off tarmac, and then down towards turn 10. But you can see the way that Prasad is reeling him in. There's the fight for third now as well, where you've got Sai Sanjay coming under attack from Sahil Shah. Through they turn, not quite as one, but the gap certainly coming down between third and fourth, as it is for the race lead. And Shah goes a little bit wide out of turn 11 there, up the curb on the outside of the road. But Chatterjee, having fallen a long way back, that's helping Shah now because he can just attack, doesn't have to think about defending anymore. So the lead pair goes through, and that gap is down to 0.6 of a second with another best lap of the race done by Bala Prasad. There is third and fourth, Sanjay to Shah. That's 0.3 of a second. So we should get a change for third, at least, in this race. Nayan Chatterjee is trying to fight back in 5th spot. 6th, it is Manav Sharma. 7th is Arya Singh. And they're now getting very toey about all of this. Is Sahil Shah looking for a way up into 3rd place. So through they turn, and now Shah out of the S's makes his move. He's got the inside line up towards turn 4. Can he brake late? Can he? Yes, up the inside goes Shah. They touch, and off goes Sharma sideways onto the grass. Can he rejoin? And in all of that, how much damage has there been to Sahil Shah's car? He committed to the inside line. Contact between the two. We've just had the poleman, Mihir Bava, back into the pit lane. So dramas for him after his spin, remember, on the opening lap. There is Sai Sanjay, who's got going again. But for the race lead, they are nose to tail down towards turn number 8. And Lee Deegan now gets all sideways there. He manages to hang on to the slide, but only just. And the pressure perhaps is telling now. We are into the second half of the race. This is lap 6, and Bala Prasad is crawling all over him now. Through turn 10 they come. Nose to tail, and again Deegan's rather more aggressive, tail-happy style. Maybe not as quick as that of Bala Prasad, and certainly from the way that the gap was early on, Prasad has been able to hack into that. Bala was not that quick in qualifying. They didn't seem to get the car and the setup hooked up at all. But come racing, he has constantly made strides forward. So over the line they go, with half a second being the margin. It's opened up just ever so slightly over the timing line. There is Shah in 3rd place. 4th now is Chatterjee. In 5th place it is Sharma. Arya Singh is in 6th. So Sai Sanjay, after his spin, drops a long way back, and he comes over the line now, just fending off Shahan Ali Mohsin, who went off the road in the race yesterday. So the leaders work lap number 7. Lee Deegan leads the pack. They come through turn 4. This is where we had the incident a lap ago between Shah and Sanjay, and you see Lee Deegan, as he puts the power down the car, tries to squirm away from underneath him. He has to really fight it, and there Bala Prasad has a look up the inside, but overtaking ain't that easy. However, Lee Deegan is working oh so hard. Is he liable to make a tiny mistake which would just prise the door open enough to let Bala Prasad go through? For the 7th time then, down towards turn 8, Prasad looks up the inside, lines up to make a move. Lee Deegan gives him the space, but also hangs on to the advantage. This is going to have to become a very wide car. Lee Deegan out of turn 9 goes a little bit wide there, kicks the dirt into the face of Bala Prasad as they run nose to tail down towards turn 10. Deegan up the curb. Now, he's no stranger to one-mate racing, of course, successful in the Civic Cup, and he's also won in mini racing, mini Melias particularly, so he knows all about racecraft, but that's racing a Mini, or racing a Honda Civic, very different from a Slicks and Wings single-seater with a bit more grunt anyway. Over the timing line now comes Deegan and Prasad, and that gap is 0.367 of a second. Third is everybody else. Sahil Shah just ahead of Chatterjee now. They're nose to tail. Behind them in 5th, it is the car of Manav Sharma. In 6th place is Arya Singh. And then as the leaders make their way up through turn 2, we have nose to tail. Lee Deegan just ahead of Bala Prasad. Through they come as one. Prasad crawling all over the back of Deegan for the race lead now. Can he find a way by? Has he got time? Yes, he has. He's got 3 laps to go. So Bala Prasath goes up towards turn 4, but Deegan's got to defend now like he's never defended before. A win in this will be quite something for him. And he comes into turn 5. Again, he's much, much wider there than his Bala Prasath. Carries more pace, but also risks running wide and off the road, and then risks missing the apex for the S that takes you to turn 6. Good racing family, the Deegans. Dad used to race. Brother Shane, Mini Melia champion, had a spell in Clio's, but got roughed up rather expensively when he did that for a privateer season. Race leaders, side by side, down towards the right at turn 8. Deegan is ahead, but only just right under the gearbox now is Bala Prasath. Can he find a way through on the inside line? Oh, no, you don't, says Lee. So Bala Prasath sits in the draft, down towards the end of the lap. Flick right, flick left. There's the 3rd place fight. Sahil Shah is keeping Nayan Chatterjee at bay. If they work together, would they have a chance of catching the race leaders with 2 to go after this? Debatable, but they might. Up towards turn 12 they come. The race leader had an advantage of 0.367 of a second last time. Sai Sanjay, false start, plus a spin, dropping back. Michelangelo Amendola there, nearest the camera, seeing himself on the TV as he watches the 1600 race as the leaders go by to start. Now lap number 9. Sahil Shah has done the fastest lap of the race, then the man that runs there in 3rd place. And Nayan Chatterjee it is in 4th as they come through the right-hander now of turn 2 up towards the approach to the S's. So Shah goes through. What's intriguing in this is the relative pace of Nayan Chatterjee, because he's been so dominant all weekend. He has struggled to get through the traffic here, and in occasions he struggled to stay on the back of people. Look, again, he's dropped a long way back, possibly with an error from Sahil Shah, and because he's now been caught by Manav Sharma and Arya Singh, so Chatterjee's having to go defensive, and that delays it even further. 1 lap to go at the end of this. To the braking zone for turn 8 comes Lee Deegan, Bala Prasath behind him now. Can Prasath find a gap? Is there anywhere he can make the move, or is he now going to have to think about settling for 2nd place? Well, so far so good in terms of points, but Deegan has the advantage down towards turn 10. Flicks through that right-hander, they loop their way around the back of the paddock. They're now through turn 11. There is Prasath, and the energy is still in the car, isn't it? He hooks up the curb there, trying to shorten the lap as much as he can, get himself in a challenging position. A good exit from turn 12 here would place him up the inside line down towards turn 1 to start the last lap of the race. Through they go. The gap was 8 tenths. The gap is 3 tenths again. The straight's not that long around here to give you a tow. Plus, of course, you've got the dirty air problem anyway. But Bala Prasath is trying everything here, darting around in the mirrors of Lee Deegan's car. Dirt kicked up by Sahil Shah in 3rd place. Last lap of the race. Last lap of the 2nd of the 3 rounds of the MRF Challenge here this weekend. And this has been an absolute corker. Deegan it is that leads. Checks the mirrors. Which way does Prasath come now? The ideal would be to get up the inside for turn 4, which is what he does. They're going to be alongside one another. Bala Prasath on the inside line. Can he find a way through? He tries it. They are wheel to wheel, but Deegan hangs on to the advantage into turn 5 now. Does he run out wide? Yes, a little. Prasath has the tighter line, but not able to slingshot up the inside. So it is still the Brit who hangs on to the advantage. The Cambridgeshire driver leads the way as they come now through turn 6. Deegan quivering there because the car's almost getting away from him. Prasath tries to seize the opportunity. He gets a good run down towards turn 8, side by side. Deegan looks across, hangs on to the lead. Prasath switches sides. Up the inside he goes. That's going to put him on the outside line for turn 9. They touch wheels. Deegan gets elbowed out onto the dirt. He's still on the inside line. He's still in the lead. Fantastic stuff. He goes wide out of 9. Alongside him is Bala Prasath. Look, Sahil Shah all of a sudden is on the tail for 3rd, and Chatterjee is there for 4th. It's going to be a real photo finish, this, potentially between 3, maybe even 4 of them as they come out of turn 10. Lee Deegan has led race long. Can he hang on for one more corner over the brow? Suddenly Shah attacking Prasath takes all the pressure off Deegan. He's going to do it, isn't he? Because he's got 2 lengths in hand. Checkered flags wave and Lee Deegan is going to win. He's delighted. Fantastic drive. Bala Prasath comes home in 2nd. In 3rd, it's Sahil Shah. In 4th is the winner of yesterday's race, Nayan Chatterjee, and 5th place will go the way of Manav Sharma, and 6th to Arya Singh. Lee Deegan, first weekend of single-seater racing, and he's absolutely over the moon about that. It's come as a prize drive, this, because just to make the point, the Civic Cup that he won a couple of years ago runs on MRF tyres, and he was given the nod to come and do this weekend. So it's been a while in formulating to get everything right and get everything ready, but he arrived on Tuesday, hasn't had very much testing at all, and has been learning all the time, thrown in very much at the deep end, and wallop. A race win in style, and that he didn't inherit, he didn't luck into. Boy, did he have to work for that. So if you want a lesson in defensive driving, there it is. Lee Deegan wins round 2 of the 2019 MRF Challenge. And Bala Prasad will be frustrated for sure, but I think will have certainly enjoyed being in a proper motor race. The fastest lap to Sahil Shah, who took 3rd position. But what a drive. There, the 2-litre cars get themselves prepared, and the drivers get ready. Michelangelo Amendola will climb on board number 8. He's standing next to Patrick Pasma's car, which has had a win this weekend, incidentally. The black car is that of Valdemar Eriksson, the young Dane, as the race winner. Lee Deegan turns his way towards the pit lane. Will hopefully be able to grab a word with the no doubt overjoyed British driver. Third on the grid, and a race win. Bala Prasad ending the race 0.695 of a second behind him, and frustrated certainly, but it was a great race to watch, and we look forward to more from the MRF Challenge 1600s towards the end of the day. 3:15, they race again. So down the pit road, everybody pause at the end of a cracking start to the day. You often think that Slicks and Wings single-seaters don't give good racing. Well, that was an excellent race, and part of that is all about the reverse grid. So it's certainly a concept worth operating, and Lee Deegan will clamber out of the car. What a weekend it's been for him. Very, very happy man. Excellent drive. And he was saying to me this morning, he doesn't really think this is necessarily the start of a single-seater career. He might think differently now he's had a win, but of course there's always the budgetary factor. The Deegans have a garage engine tuning preparation business, and a part-time worker, incidentally, one Peter Baldwin, Mini legend, and himself a rolling road specialist. So it is a win for Lee Deegan, and he is with Louise Beckett.
A great race that was. It was so good to watch, but how was it to drive? You were defending right to the end.
Yeah, I knew the guys behind were much quicker than me. They're used to these, so at the start I knew I made a good start. I just had to push and build a bit of a gap, and then I knew they were going to come at the end. But yeah, I enjoyed that. This was great. Yeah.
Yeah, you can celebrate now. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
I'm just going to see if I can get second place driver. Bala, good to see you. Well done. You really, really tried.
So much. He's so defensive. Great. Really a good race.
Where was it you thought you saw that opportunity, or you're just taking any?
I just thought I will take in the last lap, but couldn't. Was so defensive. He's so experienced.
You're exhausted, aren't you?
No, not yet. One more to go.
Good to see you.
Okay, thanks very much. And third place, Sahil Shah, you did a great job making your way through the field to get back on the podium.
Yeah, I got a good start. I got a really good launch of the line, and could see RI going to the left, so I picked on the inside. I went a bit on the dirt, but then managed to keep it on track and no incidents, luckily. Had one incident later on in the race, but I don't think I like to talk much about it.
All right, keep that one quiet. Thank you. Well, David, it's back to you.
Well, he did get the fastest lap, Louise. He may have had a little off, but he did get the fastest lap of the race. Lee Deegan is the race winner from Bala Prasad, and Sahil Shah in third place. Nayan Chatterjee is fourth, and fifth, Manav Sharma. The winning gap, 0.695 of a second. Drivers for the MRF's second race podium getting underway, with Sahil Shah taking third place, Bala Prasad there for second, and the top step for the British driver Lee Deegan, who will make his way to the top step as a race winner in a single-seater for the first time wherever he's gone to. Perhaps not expecting a podium at the end of the day as he disappeared. He's got a flight to catch, I know that much. So Lee, sadly, doesn't get his moment on the podium, it would seem. But there are trophies for the third and the second. Bala Prasad tried everything he could to get past Lee Deegan. And there in the blue overalls, Sahil Shah. So imagine Lee Deegan were there, he'd be the man in the middle. And a great race it was at the start of the day for these cars. So the drivers leave the podium. We found Lee Deegan. That's what we turn our attention to. Well done, that man. He wasn't expecting a podium late in the day, but he's there. And Lee Deegan gets his race 2 winners trophy. Top man. He's coming up next. First though, let's have a look at the highlights of the MRF Challenge 1600s. As the lights went out, good start by Sahil Shah, who darted across from one side of the road to the other. But the best start of all, effectively, came from the car of Lee Deegan, which was able to get itself up the order. And as they turned their way through turn 3, off the road spun Mihir Bava. That put Deegan from second into the race lead, and from then he had a healthy advantage. But it was not long before Bala Prasad was through the traffic and able to get onto terms with him. As lower down the order, Sahil Shah battled for third place with Sai Sanjay. There was contact between the two going into turn 4, and Sanjay, who was already under investigation for a false start, ended up being tipped into a half spin. For the race lead, it was game on. Bala Prasad at the inside of Lee Deegan, but he couldn't find a way by. Try as he might. Turns 4, 5, 6, everywhere. This was the main move coming out of 8 into 9. But Deegan stood his ground to win race 2 of the weekend. He was a delighted race winner in the MRF Challenge round 2. And we look forward to race 3 later on in the day. For now, from Louise Beckett and David Addison, it's goodbye. We'll see you later.